bro.
Where you going?
They take me to the hospital, bro.
You don't need to go to the
They
hospital.
take me to the hospital. They just shot me, nigga.
Did nobody shoot you?
But they just got me, bro.
Good morning, sunshine.
Ah.
Shit. Molded. I just got molded.
You got molded.
Molded. Let me see molded face. Molded.
How does it feel to get molded, bitch?
Molded.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Cause you was stupid.
When you get molded, you'll say anything to change the subject.
Molded.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's good?
I'm here with my boy D-So, as always.
Yes, sir.
We got Adam in the building, and we got a special guest today.
Yay!
What's up, YMTK?
Yo, what's popping?
What's up, bro? How you been?
I'm good, bro.
This is actually my first time meeting you.
Yeah, in person, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you hit me up on Twitter. I was looking for guests to go on the podcast.
Yes.
Perfect guest. And just tell me a little bit about yourself, because I haven't even met you literally ever. Like, we've probably been to
We've been in the same places for sure. But it's always the shit. You know, it's always hella shit going on. I'm from East Oakland, California. I grew up hooping. My dad's name was Murphy, so that's why I'm Young Murph. You know, when I was like 8th grade, I got taller than him, so I couldn't just be Lil Murphy no more. And then I idolized Jason Kidd. I went to St. Joe's in Alameda, just hooping, you know, trying to be like Jason Kidd. So that's where YMTK comes from, you know, Young Murph the Kid.
Oh, shit.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna drop a few gems today, bro.
Did you find that in your research?
I did. I knew that.
Nice.
I think I heard that, like, you met his sister or something.
Yeah, we went to school together.
Right.
Yeah, so shout out to Ken, that's my homie. I still holler at her every now and then on Instagram. You feel me? We're tapped in. It's the internet. But yeah, I got to like present Jason with his high school jersey after a Warrior game one time. Like, they had a special ceremony after the game.
Yeah,
that's
on the court and shit. I spent time with his son and shit like that.
Damn, so you was tapped in with him.
Yeah.
Oh.
My old high school coach was like also my college coach when I went to UC Santa Cruz, and him and Jason have a cool relationship. So he would like call sometimes, and we would be in the whip,
right?
And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, Murphy in here," you know. Jason would be on the speakerphone on the car phone. "Oh, hey, what's up, man? You know, you doing? You good? Okay, for sure." And I just feel hella special. Like, damn, my hero said what's up to me. That's tight, you know.
Damn, yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Where did you actually go to high school then?
At St. Joe's in Alameda.
Oh, St. Joe's. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I lived over the bridge. I lived not too far. I was living in Funktown. You feel me? Shout out Ezel. Was right by the Dub. So like, I didn't live too far from the Park Street Bridge. It was cool for me to be able to hop over there.
So.
Tight. You know, they say like never meet your heroes, though. I'm always afraid to meet my heroes. Like, what if they're a fucking dick to me?
Yeah, what if they're
and then like everything that you thought about them is messed up. Like, what if you're about to meet your hero, and then he was like, "Man, I don't fucking like you," or like, "Fuck you."
That's happened.
That for real?
Yeah, I've met some cats where it was like, "Damn, I used to fuck with you." I don't anymore. Sucks.
Shit.
Yeah, I won't even talk about it.
No, that's some secret shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this guy real quick.
Yeah, it's out of pocket.
Niggas, where they come from?
I don't know, Bishop.
Nigga, why you wasn't looking? Where they come from? Did you hit?
Yeah.
You got hit?
Yeah.
Where?
All right, so what happened to this guy?
So this guy got his wisdom teeth out or something. He sees, you know how he's drooling blood?
Yeah.
So he thinks he got shot by seeing that.
Because he's drooling all over his shirt. It does look like gunshots, though.
So he
if you look at the video.
shot.
He said I got shot.
Bro, I'm about to go run.
Hold on real quick.
You got hurt. Fucking shoulder, bro.
Shit's all hot right now.
Bro,
Where you going? Get in the car.
bro, we got shot, bro. We got fucking shot.
Bishop, quit talking.
Bro, we just got shot.
No, we didn't. Okay, stop talking.
Shit.
I wonder what kind of surgery he got to have that bandage around his head.
Man, I
'Cause
guess his
it's
wisdom
not-
too.
That's what I'm wondering too. 'Cause, like, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I was never in like a situation like that.
Yeah, I never had to have that.
Nigga, oh! 4 shots!
Where you going? Get in the car.
Bro, they just shot me, bro.
Didn't nobody shoot you.
Bro, you act crazy, bro. They just fucking dumped on this nigga and you sitting here like ain't shit happened.
Oh my God.
I wonder who he thinks is like the they is. Like who shot
him? Yeah.
Bro,
You gotta like, I guess, kind of feel like it's real life a little bit, or like something in real life is what's making you feel like, oh shit, those people were after me. You know what I mean? You don't just make it up. I don't think.
Bruh, it'd be crazy. Like I've seen a few videos like that where it's like the cat's just kind of lightweight hallucinating off the gas, and I don't know where people mind be at because I've never been under like that, but they really be believing some off the wall ass shit, you know.
Either.
And then you don't even remember that shit.
You don't remember that?
Like I don't think he's gonna remember that. He's for show zoning right now.
He's out.
Yeah, he's done though.
That's all bad. I'm gonna say like no cameras if I ever go under like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what is gonna put me in trouble or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
don't know what you about to say.
I might say some many shit.
Your darkest secrets gonna come out.
I don't want to be with my family. I don't trust anything.
Nah.
I don't trust your deepest, darkest secrets and fears will come out on that shit.
That's crazy.
So you said you went to UC Santa Cruz, right?
Yes.
And I heard that's how, or something there kind of catalysted your like music career.
Yeah, that's where I started. I never like wrote music or sang or rapped or anything like that before I went to Santa Cruz. My freshman year, I sang at this open mic, kind of like the you know, like the icebreakers they have in the beginning of school.
Yeah.
So like it was this thing called Oaks Idol, and it was the first couple of days of school. I lived in Oaks at Santa Cruz, and I tried to get two of my teammates to do it. I was originally supposed to go to Chico State. I broke my ankle, and that, you know, fell through. But my coach, as I said, my old coach from high school, wound up taking the Santa Cruz job the year previous. So he was like, man, I know you'll bounce back. Like, it would be cool for you to come up here. I'm trying to like rebuild this program. Come fuck with me. I was like, all right, cool. So I had two other teammates from Joe's. And my older cousin went to UC Riverside the year before, and he sang, and he wasn't even like a singer or nothing. He just did some shit. He put himself out there, and he said all the girls wanted to fuck with him, and all the dudes thought he was hella cool. Like, oh yeah, bro, you feel me? Let's fuck around. You know, it made him popular. So he was like, bro, if I could give you any advice, it's to like do that. Put yourself out there in the beginning of school, because that's when you set your tone. You know what I'm saying? Like, first impressions are everything. So I tried to get these cats to do it, because senior year, you know, we was the big men on campus, hoopers and everything. We sang Shy, and if I ever
you sang that your senior year?
Yeah, just in the quad at school. You feel me? Like, for some shit, we just did it just to play around. I'm like, bro, we should go do that. They like, nah, nigga, you tripping.
The same teammates?
Yeah, the same two cats. And I'm like, bro, what you mean? We already know the song and the parts, like we could fuck around.
Right.
And one of my teammates is like this child prodigy on the keys. Like, he's hella raw. So like, he has the ear for music and everything. The other homie is just like my homie. He was for show. Like, bro, y'all tripping. We ain't doing this. So I was like, man, y'all hella weak, bro. I'm gonna go do this shit by myself.
Right.
So like, I just went up there and sang Music Soul Child, Just Friends. And I wound up winning the whole little talent competition, whatever it was. And one of the judges was DJ Dahi. There's these three judges. Dahi was like a RA and shit at Santa Cruz. He was like hella instrumental and like just like a good ass dude up there. So shout out DJ Dahi. But he asked like what my name was, and I was like, I'm Young Murph. From then, boom, I was Young Murph. People around the campus being like, oh yeah, that's Young Murph, bro. That's the dude, Young Murph, you know? And I was still coming back from my ankle injury, so I wasn't even cleared to practice and shit like that. And on move-in day, I had, you know, like the boot cast. I still had my boot on. And I remember looking at my pops and being like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about all the shit my cousin told me and shit, first impressions. I'm like, I'm not finna be boot cuz. You know, and I was supposed to have it on for like maybe 2 or 3 more weeks. And right then and there, I just took it off as we were moving in. So I'm like moving in, limping and shit. And my pops is laughing like, I respect it, bruh. You feel me? You hella out of pocket, but like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, like you said, that's your first impression.
Exactly. So it was it was just like, all right.
Wait, how do you take that boot cast off though? It's just
It's just like
that one, the strap.
The strap.
Okay.
No, it's not the actual cast.
I thought it was like a boot and a cast.
No, it's like the boot when like you take it off when you sleep and put on a wrap.
I thought you had to like get a fucking circular saw and be like,
nah. That would have been amazing. For the purpose of the story, I'll just change it to that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just start saying I did that.
He was like, hand me a saw. I'm going in.
That'd be more epic.
I ain't fucking around with this, Dad.
Exactly. But yeah, so did that, and my first impression on campus was like, because I was a hooper, you know, I didn't even do shit like that. Was like not even for basketball. It was for, you know, singing at this competition thing and winning. And so the homie who was like the child prodigy on the keys, he was rooming in an apartment on campus with this cat named Tyler. We gave him the name Tea Time. And Tyler is this cat that was I introduced Marky Basie the next year when Mark came up to Santa Cruz. Introduced him to Tyler. They were like, yo, we finna quit school, you feel me, after this year and go to LA and be in a band, like come do it with us. And I was like, yeah, y'all white, you feel me, like, y'all could drop out of school. I'm from East Oakland. I got here, I'm about to just do these next 2 years, bro, and I'll see y'all in a little bit, you know. So that's how 2 a.m. Club started. And like me and Mark were hella close, you know. He really tried to get me to drop out. And I didn't. So
it was Mark and your homie that is like a child prodigy on the keys?
No. So Tyler lived with the homie Dave, who was one of my teammates. Okay. So that's how I met Tyler. And the reason why Young Murph kept going was Tyler hitting me. Oh, that was a crazy reverb. That was tight.
I know, it's like signature, hella moded. Anything you slam something on the desk, you hear that shit.
That's tight. I'm gonna start doing that for effect. You feel me? Just being like,
boom.
Yeah. So, damn, that's so tight.
It's bad though. Like, I gotta get coasters for the table now.
Low key,
bro. Just let
we always improve. Just put on your phone.
Either coasters or the shock mounts for the mics.
Oh yeah,
respect. Yo, so Tyler and Dave lived together, and Tyler's like this socially awkward, like just really dope, like producer and writer and shit. And he just had this idea. He was like, yo, what's up, man? You're Young Murph. Everybody knows you and loves you. Like, you're hella like charismatic, and I'm actually good at music, so you should be my hype man, so people will come to the shows. And I was like, dog, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, think about somebody coming at you like that.
He like downplayed you, but like
dumbass
really
downplayed
really
me.
Slick, like
and like and
trying
to
make it seem like it's a compliment.
Yeah, like it's a compliment for you to fuck with me.
Yeah.
And like he was raw though. His mixtape had started circulating around, and like he was actually hella raw. And he was like really well known in Seattle when he was like 16.
Shit.
Like he just knew everybody in the scene out there, Macklemore, everybody fucked with him, you know. Actually, my homie Dave, who was in 2 a.m. Club as well, like has been on tour with Mac for like the last year now, playing keys.
Oh, shit.
So shout out, you know, Ben, Macklemore, and David, and all those cats. But yeah, so at first I didn't like Tyler. I was like, fuck you. But then the more I would be around him because of my homie Dave, it would be like, all right, bruh,
you kind of gotta fuck
with him. And so he started like teaching me how to write raps and count bars, and he would like write hooks for me to sing. And then I would be like, yo, I was Kanye and he was Hov. I would just be like, yo, dog, I could rap, because in 6th grade I was writing poetry, and my teacher told me I was good. So that was like the one thing in school I felt like I could do was write. You feel me? I really liked poetry. But it's not like I would be sitting down writing raps and shit. It was just like, since I'm fucking with this cat and he was hella raw, had like the smooth setup in his room and shit, I'm like, all right, well shit, this will be some nice thing. You know how college is. I'm about to pass the time by rapping and shit. You feel me? And people knew me for it. I was just like, fuck it, let's play around and do it. And then he never let me rap. He just was like, nah, bro, you know, like he was hella good. So it's like, why would I be on a song with you? I was like, all right, bro. So he was
strike
like,
two.
Yeah, right.
Strike two.
Nah, me and Tyler had our, you know, that's like my brother, you know, like we definitely had our back and forths. But he put me on, I can't even lie, you know, like he really helped that spark. Him and Kanye. So shout out those guys. Kanye. Yeah, so he eventually let me write a rap, and we were gonna perform this at this show. And you know, I was just gonna be doing the hype shit all show, and then it was gonna be a time where I do my rap that I wrote. It's my first time rapping in front of people. I was hella juiced. I start the verse and I forget it. because I'm not a fucking rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
the
then
worst.
I just had to start freestyling.
That's the fucking worst. I've been through this before.
Bruh.
Dude, I did this on Team Backpack.
Really?
Yeah,
you forgot your verse on Team Backpack?
Yo, like back in the day. Because like
It's actually a good verse though. Which part did you forget? I'm
you
I know what you're talking about. You have like the symbol line in it and shit.
So this is what happened, right? I was like at Team Backpack like the day or something before.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yo, get on for tomorrow or whatever. And then or maybe it was like a week before, and I had like a week, but I was just like fucking procrastinating the shit out of it.
Respect.
And the beat was like kind of crazy, and I take long as fuck to write, especially like when I used to rap and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it hella long to write this shit. It's fucking tight. This is like when Coney was happening. You remember Coney? Coney 2012.
Yeah, Coney 2012.
Yeah.
So I knew everybody was gonna talk about it, and I wanted to like flip it differently and talk about other people who are gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And then like after that, there's gonna be like 2 other people talking about the same exact shit.
Damn.
So I tried to flip it like that, and the verse was tight, I remember, but I just fucking forgot the verse. So I had to like pull out of my pocket a different verse that I had that was like on a tempo that was like 10 BPM slower.
Really?
Or like 10 BPMs faster. So it sounded so slow to me, but
it worked.
I guess it worked. Yeah. That's the worst feeling though.
You're always going to be your worst critic though. You feel me?
But I know that feeling of like, oh my God, it's like game time and you just fucking dropped the ball. You forgot your words.
And this is like, in my mind, this is my introduction to cats, like, you know, as a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so everybody is at this show and it's hella yanking because it's like, oh yeah, Young Murph is performing. You know what I'm saying? Like cats fuck with me and shit. It was tight. And then I fucking forgot my verse, dude. And it was weak. But it was tight because I freestyled and like I was like freestyling about cats in the crowd and like homies and like what people were wearing and certain girls that I was trying to pop at. I put myself on blast like, yo, what's good? And it wound up being kind of like an epic situation.
That's tight.
But Tyler was like, yo, that's why you don't rap, fam. You know? And I used that for motivation to like actually get good at rapping and like writing songs and shit like that. So for that whole year, it was just kind of like rap boot camp, you feel me? And Tyler just spent hella time with me, helping me, you know, get good. And so, yeah.
So you was doing that while hooping?
Yeah.
After you got after you recovered?
Santa Cruz wasn't super. So because I was injured and I'm growing up and I'm in this new space, you feel me? I'm from East Oakland. All of a sudden I'm in like the most beautiful campus.
Yeah.
All these different girls and just like different people. It was like sensory overload almost. I wasn't in the same place. Like when I was growing up in the town, hoop was gonna be like, yo, like let's get up out of here. You know, I loved basketball, but it was also a way for me to travel around. Like I was always going to tournaments in Vegas, and then we would do as I got older, Hawaii, and then we go to fucking Dallas or something like that. You know, you start like being able to see the world a certain way as opposed to just being on East 23rd Street all the time. Right. So once I got to Santa Cruz, like I was still in love with the game of basketball, but there was other things going on that like were starting to pique my interest, and I'm developing as an adult and like as a different person. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming into my own. So like music kind of like shifting into the priority over those 4 years is just like, it was just natural, you know? And my mom is a gospel singer. Like I was raised in church, and she like raised me for a really good appreciation of all good music. You know, so like I always had it in me that it makes sense, you know, but I was oblivious to it. I didn't think that was my lane.
So it was like a blessing in disguise that you kind of injured your ankle.
Oh yeah, off top. I say that all the time. That was one of the, you know what I'm saying? It's not about our plan, bro. It's God's plan. You might have your plan, but it's always going to be something like that. You know, if you look at people's stories, it's like always something like, yeah, bro, then this crazy mania shit happened, and then all of a sudden I was over here. And it's like, oh, okay, for sure.
I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how like there's those defining moments in your life that change the rest of your life. And I think they were talking about like Ray Lewis, and they're asking him like, was like winning a Super Bowl like your defining moment? And he was like, nah, that's just something I had to do. That's just something that I did. But what happened, the defining moment, the thing that changed my life was when I was a little kid. I used to have a deck of cards. I would throw one on the floor, and if it was a jack, I'd do 10 push-ups. If it was a 4, I'd do 4 sit-ups, and he just kept doing that. And his motivation was to get hella big to like beat up his mom's boyfriend or some shit. So like he just became like the biggest,
became this huge, intimidating factor.
Yeah, after that one day of like, oh, this is what I got to do to like beat this guy up.
Yeah,
and that's like the thing that changed the course of his life. So I guess for other people, it's like, oh, I injured my foot during basketball season. I couldn't play,
right?
And that just like changes the course of your life. That shit's hella crazy. Like D-Cam too.
Yeah,
he was like
broke his hand or something. Or no, Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, Tommy John surgery.
Yep.
And then so that's how he picked up a camera.
That's crazy.
And like now he's fucking D-Cam. It's crazy.
Shout out D-Cam, man.
Yeah, gotta have him back.
It's a lot of that'd be tight. I wasn't on the show. I think Action Bronson had the same story too. He was a line cook in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then he slipped and broke his foot. And he was like, fuck, I'm gonna just fuck around and see what's up with this rap shit. And then look at him now.
Living.
He rapping, and now he knew how to cook. Now he's on Fuck That's Delicious.
Nah, he's
got his own show.
He's a fucking personality, dog.
Yeah.
He's a brand. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's given Viceland so much life too. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were popping for sure, but like he put on then like a whole different audience to them, which is really cool to see.
Definitely.
And then that brought on Eddie Huang.
Yep.
And then all that whole Bong Appetit shit.
Yeah, it got real weed. It was weed before, but then it was like, okay, weed, so cool.
Yeah, they doing anything.
Yeah.
That's what I like about that network and those like new shows and shit. They're not afraid to do different stuff. Shout out to Vice, dude. Like Vice.
Shout out Vice off top.
So you saw were you in it? Was it
the Viceland thing?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
But you saw it though, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a documentary made by aren't they like based in Canada or something like that? Like the actual people that started it, or their headquarters.
I know Munchies is based in Canada.
I know they're super like New York based though.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of it.
I know that if it was done by people in the Bay Area, it would have been a lot different. But it's very interesting to see like an outside perspective of the culture that's being cultivated here and what's going on as far as gentrification and just like certain artists that they wanted to spotlight. It was interesting for me. So I thought it was cool. And, I fuck with all those cats. So it's like any kind of shine that we can get, bro. Like I just take everything as a dub. You know what I'm saying? But I for sure would have done it hella differently, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I'm from here.
Yeah, I saw a lot of criticism. They were like, you didn't even show like real Bay legends.
Yeah.
But
yeah, bruh. I mean, you're not going to please all the people all the time. So it's like...
especially Bay Area people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you're not from the Bay, and you're not going to know those Bay legends anyways if they put them on. So.
I feel like even if somebody from the Bay does something, there's going to be a lot of hate on it too. Like,
shit, yeah.
Imagine I directed a Mac Dre fucking biopic. How much hate would that get?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's inevitable with any kind of media.
That's hard
because you're gonna leave something out, or you're gonna show this person in a light that maybe they didn't want to be shown in, or like whatever the case is. Like everybody's not just gonna be pleased with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's really hard to pull that off.
You think that should be done though?
A Mac Dre biopic?
Yeah, Mac Dre movie.
That'd be hard.
I think that it could be. I think that it could be tight, but it would have to be done by somebody from here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
how is that friggin' Tupac movie gonna be?
I think it's gonna be trash.
It looks trash to me.
Yeah. I think some of his family members weren't even co-signing it.
Yeah, even if they were, just from what I've seen and heard, you feel me? I know some of the people that are in it and shit, homies in LA. I think it's gonna be trash.
Yeah.
So no offense to them. It's like, get your money and further your career. That's a legendary like staple. It's the Tupac movie, but it's trash probably. So.
See, Straight Outta Compton, I feel like worked on many levels because you had two members like really into it, and like the two most successful members, damn near,
definitely
put in their kids and their money and their like thoughts and everything about it.
Because it's the shit that like what we were just talking about. Like you're not finna misrepresent me, So it's like they had to do it. If somebody else tried to do it, it wouldn't have been done like that. But they had to be involved, or else it would have just been like, And
it helps that Ice Cube's a writer.
Yeah,
it does help that he's a writer,
a great writer.
Yeah, but there are certain things about that film that it's like you could tell that they were biased to them.
Oh yeah,
to their story
for sure. Ice Cube looked like a G walking into What records was that? What record company was that? And he got like a fucking baseball bat, just
smacking that shit. I forget.
I was like, that's hella tight.
But he did do that.
Yeah,
he actually did that. He actually did go into the record label with some goons. It's probably like a lot different scenario than on the movie, but they said that like he definitely went in there with some homies. Like, what's going on, bro? You got me fucked up.
I'd be scared as fuck too. Shit.
Hell yeah.
Some people straight out of Compton just like walking into my office and shit. Ice Cube's over
literally here. Straight out of Compton.
Yeah. Literally like pulled up from Compton.
And all you know about these cats are their raps and their rap lyrics. You feel me? So you're probably thinking the worst immediately.
You know what's crazy? What's that guy's name? Jerry
Lawler.
Jerry
Heller. Yeah.
What's the guy who played him?
I know who you're talking about. He's hella clean.
Fact check.
But he's like he does so many. Let me research this real quick.
Paul or something.
Yeah.
Straight. Giamatti.
That's
Paul Giamatti. Where else is he from?
I pride myself on like knowing certain celebrities' names. I try to know people. Just for some reason, I just like pop culture.
It's like one of those like conversation tools that if you have, it's like always popping for you. Like if you like in a conversation and someone's like, "Who's that one?" and you just know it off the top. Like, it's
that's Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Damn, man.
Oh shit! Wow.
Oh, what? No, but he's like super versatile.
I bet you guys can't name Ferris Bueller.
His name?
Yeah, I could name it.
Michael. No. What's his name?
I feel like
it is Michael.
Shit. What is Ferris Bueller's name?
He's such a legendary staple of a figure, and we can't even name him. See, you feel me?
Now I'm blank.
Fuck.
I hit the wall.
I feel like it is Michael.
It's Michael something.
That's half of it.
Michael. Nah, I'm not even say Fox. It's not Fox.
Nah,
it's Michael.
Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's. He's the Back to the Future guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's him. Oh shit.
I gotta search this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's bad for me. But I did get half.
Bueller.
I did the what's that game? Is it where you like put shit on? your head?
No, it's not even Michael. It's Matthew Broderick.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Matthew Broderick.
You put shit on your head and like it's like different categories. You know, some is like movies or music or whatever, and you gotta like guess what is it? What's that game?
I think it's like
there's Heads Up.
Heads Up. Yeah. Yeah. I be trying to get the pop culture shit rocking.
Dude, those games are hella fun. I think Taboo is probably the
Taboo
funnest.
is hella fun.
See, the thing with Taboo is you get like 5 words that you can't say, so you got to get really creative with it.
Yep.
And you got to like dig into the vault of how do I say this without like saying any of these 5 words, because like Heads Up is cool, but the only word you're not allowed to say is the word.
One of the most player things you could do is like when you get like a group of girls come back to the crib after the club or something like that, like is, you know, roll up, get your little drinks together, put on some cool music, and pull out Taboo. You know what I'm saying? Like cats, they're sleeping on that. You
ymtk pro tip right there.
I'm trying to put
that's
you on.
A pro tip.
But that's under the stipulation that they're like smart enough for some of it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter, because if they're not, then it's like when it's like, yo, you want to just dip into the yes, please get me out of here because I fucking suck at this game and I'm embarrassing myself.
Actually, that's plan A.
That's plan A.
It works out.
Part of the
I'm just letting you know it works out, dog. It'll work out in your favor.
Pro tip, fuck.
That's a fact.
Told you I'm gonna drop a few gems on you today, man. You feel me? I'm just gonna leave you with something. You feel me?
Yep.
Use it how you see.
I'm looking through the notes over here. So we've heard you on Awkward Convos with Beaches.
Yes.
East Oakland. What else do they got? Helped write Beat It by Chris Brown and Sean Kingston.
Actually, I didn't do that.
Didn't? No?
Nah, Marky did.
Marky Basie.
Yeah. I wrote fucking damn, I forgot the name of the song.
Well, who was on it?
Sean Kingston and Yo Gotti. I wrote that song with Eric Bellinger.
Ooh, we gotta look that up right now.
Yeah, that song is amazing.
How did you like get linked on that?
I was living in New York, and when I dipped off to New York, I didn't even tell anybody I was leaving. I was kind of like, I just want to like go over there. And so Mark and my homie Nee had this apartment in New York that like it was like we would all just kind of.
This during the 2 a.m. club stuff?
During the 2 a.m. club days. So Mark was coming to L.A. for a while. It was when, you know, New York was just dead, and like, it's like, fuck, bruh, y'all are rocking over here. And I just was like, I'm about to go to New York. So I went and subleased Nee's room in New York. And Mark would be back and forth and shit, but I would just be out there. And then after a while, all my homies that were back home were like, bro, what's good? So like Nick Nack would check in on me like way more than he ever did.
Yeah.
And when I got back, he was like, hey, come to the studio. You know, like, come. What's up, bro? We got a mob. You feel me? He was just juiced about his situation, about being able to get with certain cats, you know. And that was the first song we did when I got back. It was like the first week of me being back, was getting in the studio with Sean. We did like 3 songs, and Sean was fucking with him, but I developed a relationship with Eric Bellinger, and he was like playing me and Nick his album, and Eric has written for Usher and Justin Bieber and all these cats. And it was before the I Don't Want Her song. And he was playing as his project. He was like, I don't have anything for radio, but all the program directors fuck with me because they know the songs that I've written. I have relationships at Power 106 now. Like, you know, I need what's up, Nick? You feel me? What's up, bro? And Nick's like, let's do it right now. And so that is the day that we wrote that song. It came out hella clean. Eric was hella juiced off of it. And then Nick played it for Sean Kingston and Chris Brown in a session, and Sean was like, hey, I'm about to do that, I need that. And then Nick was kind of like, okay. Yeah. So he gave Sean Eric's song, and Eric hit me like, hey, I don't know if you heard, but like, I guess your boy Nick played the song for Sean and he liked it and he cut it, so, you know, in his voice, you could tell it was like back to square one.
He like fuck. He thought he came up.
Yeah, he was like, man, that's all I need. Like, Eric's project was dope as fuck. Yeah. He just didn't have that one that he could go to radio. And they already fucked with it. Yeah, that was the one. Oh, wow. And it did hella well on radio, especially in LA.
Yeah.
So that was great for me, but that was a real ass thing that he did, you know, just because of us developing a rapport and shit. He was like, man, honestly, this will be a better look for you because Sean is a more established artist and he has like a major label behind him. So like, it'll help you on the songwriting side of your career, as opposed to if you like write this song with me for me, you know, right. I'm gonna have to like really be in the trenches more. So like, let's just do it like that. And I was like, wow, that's big. Thanks, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So are you doing like a lot of songwriting for yourself or for other people right now?
Yeah, both.
For
yeah. Sure.
How do you like decide? Do you just make up songs and like say, okay, this is for me? Or do you have somebody in your head like, oh, this one is going to be tight for like a Chris Brown or some shit?
There's 3 ways that it goes down usually. There are times where a song is already written and it's not like it had a destination, whether it was mine or whether it was anyone's or whether I was trying to shop it to anybody. But that song gets heard by a certain artist or manager or whatever, and they're like, yo, we need that. Or there's a situation where I'm set up in a session, you know, and I'm writing with an artist or for an artist, and then that they get the song like that. Or I just get paid to ghostwrite. You know, regardless.
Do you got a preferred method if you're writing for somebody else?
I'd love to just get paid. I just love to up front give me a lump sum of money and good luck.
Rather than like trying to craft something, because sometimes that doesn't work, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Can't force it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just not your night to make a song.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Like, you can make some good shit, but all right. So Jay-Z, famous line he says, like, some of his best songs are made in like 15 minutes. Do you feel like that's true?
Yeah, I was talking about that last night. I was talking about, like, you know, earlier we were talking about Raj and shit. I was talking to homie Joe about like aliens. Like, there are certain people that are aliens, you know, that I've come into contact with. I've been blessed to like be able to meet and work with a lot of really cool cats. And some people are really good. Some people are like really talented. They have like straight up incredible voices, or like they can, like, their pen game is crazy. You know, like a cat like Eric who can write a song very well. You know, gifted, right? Yeah. And there's no offense to anybody, but there are those cats that are aliens. Like I Am Sue is an alien where he gets into a certain zone and he becomes Kobe Bryant. you know, LeBron James, Steph Curry. Those people are aliens in their craft. Like when they get into that mindset, they don't even see you. They don't see, it's just like they see red. It's like a bull and fucking matador. So like there are certain people that like I love to be around because I get to see them just be aliens. Sue is one of those cats. He's a fucking alien, dog. He can do 7 songs in a night and like not miss a beat. Like he's the way he writes and how fast he writes. It's crazy, you know. And he be making the beats too sometimes. Right. So he's like,
he's like rapping as he's making it. The beat's not even like a skeleton yet,
but it's like. He sees it, you know. He sees it. It's just about It's just about the manifestation part, but it's already done. So like Raj is an alien to me. Mr. Fab, that cat, I love being in the studio with him because rapping is just like breathing to him. You know what I'm saying? He can like rap is not, you know. And I know some really good rappers, and like they're hella good, but like. You're really good. You're talented. Like you're amazing. But then there are the alien cats that come through and it's just like, fuck, dude, these cats are aliens, you know, like they're wizards. So
what about Mark?
Mark's my favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? He happens to be my homie, but there's nobody's music that I connect to, and it's probably because I have a relationship with him, you know. More than Mark. I feel like he's just the rawest cat. And I used to bang hella hard for him, you know, and I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. What about like writing process though? Is he an alien or is he a superhuman?
Because I think he has a little bit of both, because the thing with Mark, his attention to detail and like wanting to get shit perfect goes beyond like some of the cats that are aliens, you know. They just do the shit and it's like, all right, cool, I'm an alien, you know. But like Mark will revisit some shit hella times. That's like the difference between like, I think, and I don't know Quavo personally or Kanye West, but Kanye West is the dude that is like such attention to detail. Like he'll mix Stronger 64 times, or like, you know what I'm saying, like he's gonna go back and make sure this is perfect. And like we've all heard alternate versions of Ultralight Beam or all these other, you know what I'm saying, like he has different versions. Like he's just that much of a professional, and that's the category that I put Mark in, because he definitely has his alien times, you know, like he's hella raw, but his attention to detail and like how serious he takes it and goes back on shit, that's what makes him like just, you know, a cut above, you know, at the rest.
It's funny that you talk about that, because I've been talking about this recently, but you're using different terms. You're like talking about aliens. I've been talking about like in the writing process. So right now I'm like trying to write my films, and I'll talk about like how hard it is for me to like try to create something. But I was researching it and just like thinking about stuff, and like most people, or some people who are like really good at writing, are just Mozart. You know what I mean? They could they hear it before they play anything. They could just like transcribe something. It just flows through them, and they don't make any corrections because there's no mistakes. It's just Mozart, fucking pure genius. And some people are like that, but most people are Beethoven, where you're writing the music, you're erasing, you're scratching out shit, you're changing the arrangement,
out your hair.
Yeah. So I think I'm like a Beethoven when it comes to writing, and it sounds like fucking Kanye's like that. Kendrick Lamar, I hear, he freaking writes forever. Like
Kendrick will write like fucking, you know, 10 verses for a song and be like, all right, none of those are it.
That's crazy.
That's beyond me. I don't do that. I'm more of like the 20-minute song type of cat, where the shit manifests itself. I think if it's too hard to write a song, I'm not gonna like the song. And so like now, like I'll get to be in studio sessions with certain cats, and like people will be like, oh man, you write hella fast, you know. Certain people say I write fast, and then certain cats, I'm not necessarily writing slow, but it's just like, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you really care about the next thing you're gonna say, huh? Oh, cool, that's great for that. Like I don't care. I'm not thinking about it. It's just coming, you know. So it's like, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's hella interesting to see different people's processes.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic.
That's just a process. Speaking of Mark, actually, that's actually the first time that I met you. Was at remember the red, white, and blue thing at New Paris?
Yeah, Red, White, and Blues. Yeah.
So when that was actually Post Malone's first performance in the Bay, was that the same event?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
And we actually did a segment for Mark that day. The 5 minutes to stage?
Yep, 5 minutes to stage.
For the free bit. I remember that.
So actually, that's the first time I met you. Now that I think about it,
nice.
That was way back.
That's funny because we were whipping in your van. We did an interview in your van.
We did the segment inside my van.
That's player.
Yeah, that shit was hella random.
That's tight, man.
That shit was fun though.
Yeah,
it was fun doing those little video projects.
Right.
Like I'd love to teach other people like how to do it and how to go about it. So that you don't
have to do it.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Only one Pmac.
Like show people the wave. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who try to make like behind the scenes stuff, but there's no kind of story or connection to it. It's just like a bunch of like, all right, these people are in the crowd. There's lights like going on. People are like waving to the camera. A bunch of peace signs thrown up.
Behind the scenes. Yeah. This is the artist in the green room.
Yeah, there ain't no story.
This is the artist on stage.
So that's why like videos like Day to Day by Wiz Khalifa, those ones were like incredible. Yeah. Bill Palladino.
Wiz is the king of lifestyle. He created lifestyle to me. Like he created the lifestyle videos, the lifestyle music. That summer when Drake was like, yo, Kush and Orange Juice is the soundtrack of LA. You know, like he was spending a lot of time in LA. Wiz had just got to LA. Just from somebody that was out there, you know, it was like that set the tone. It was the soundtrack of that summer, you know, and his videos, like, whether he was in Pittsburgh or whether he was out there, like it was just like very true to himself and like lifestyle, and it showcased it in a perfect way where you were like, you felt like you knew that cat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Wiz, bro.
Yeah, he had that one video when Day to Day was first beginning, how to roll a joint. Yeah. And he was wearing this clean ass San Francisco snapback. That I was trying to find, but I could never find that shit.
Yeah. I still use that technique, the boat technique.
The boat technique?
Yeah. Have you seen the
video?
Shout
out Wiz.
The boat?
Let me pull up
I did see that video.
He's like, chill it. I don't know.
And then he uses like the crutch, like he turns into a W or something. Yeah. I actually still roll my joints like that. Like that's how I use my crutches to have the little filter and shit.
Yeah. Wiz really put on. Yeah. See, he was rocking that.
That's somebody that is like, you know, don't meet your heroes. Like that's somebody that didn't let me down. Like,
you met him before?
Yeah, Wiz is one of the coolest cats.
That's goals. Fucking.
Yeah, I've heard that, like, he's cool with everyone. Like, he's really how he is.
Yeah, he made me feel like we knew each other our whole life and shit.
Right.
Like, what's up, bro?
He seemed like a cool-ass dude in the jacuzzi. I forgot he was doing this shit in the jacuzzi. But peep that snapback. San Francisco. Yeah. That shit was hard.
You're going to have two sides, a front and a back. You learned that in elementary school. Look for the side.
You learned that in elementary school.
Bam. That's where you want to work from. And you want to fold that guy up there like that. This is all before you ready your trees.
This OG Wiz.
Yeah.
So, you do like that. This is called a boat. I learned this from Big Chop in New Orleans. What I'm finna do is basically twist this thing right here in the front so our ingredients don't fall out. You know what I'm saying?
I like how he's doing this in a hot tub too.
Yep.
Yeah, that made it.
Yeah, for real.
Were you living out in LA when you met Wiz Khalifa? Or?
Yeah. I went to the club with Bobby, and we were linking up with Ty, and Ty was with Wiz and like Will and some other cats, and so like Will was hella cool. Those Taylor Gang cats I think are just cool.
Yeah, in general.
But like it was all like, oh, what's up? You feel me? And like Wiz, I don't know whether he knew Bob, like he probably knew of Bob at that time, but like once he saw how cool Ty was with us, you know, he was like, oh yeah, those are my homies now. You feel me? So he like reached down, like, he was at his table, he like reached down like, yo, hey, come on, bro, what's up, man? You feel me? Got the drinks and shit, like, what's up? And he was just hella excited to be like, you feel me? We fucking around, right? All right, cool. And I was like, Jesus, bro, this is like the coolest cat I ever met. We just had a good ass night, you know?
Shit.
That's tight as fuck. I want to meet Wiz.
Yeah.
How often does he go to the Bay? Because I know, like, before he probably visited a lot for like burner, for weed and shit.
I have no clue, man. I imagine he just doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do anymore. He's kind of at that point where he's just like, I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it. So
That Fast and Furious song is going to make him live long and prosperous forever, bro.
Before that, fucking
before that,
just Black and Yellow.
That's true too,
dude. Fucking the licensing on that alone.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It was just like how many licensing deals does that Fast and Furious song have now? Because like every SAP commercial I've seen,
that the Charlie Puth video on YouTube is like number 3, like most viewed or something like that. Some shit like that.
It's crazy because he could make like a pop ass song, but he's always good in the hood. You know what I mean? Like he's forever good everywhere, I think.
Yeah, he's our generation Snoop Dogg. You know, Snoop Dogg was super respected as a gangster rapper, but when he crossed over to like mainstream entertainment, it was understood that it's like, that's our bro over there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like nobody's mad that Snoop was like, I'm gonna take my time.
Mad? They were extremely elated.
That was the shit. That video was hella funny too.
What,
hell yeah.
Seduction?
Yeah, he had the Zapp and Roger, or what was that called? The tube. In the
the fucking
I forget.
The OG auto-tune shit, Zapp and Roger shit.
I know what you're talking about.
We gotta pull that up.
Yeah, but that's hella crazy. You seen people play that before?
Yeah,
I've tried it before. It's just hella spit.
Yeah,
you can't share that shit with people.
You have to.
That's got to be yours.
It's like the breathing and talking and playing. You have to sing the notes you're playing.
You gotta
too.
like whisper. Right. I gotta. I think I seen Sue do it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking like, alien, dude.
Can't find it. What'd you say it was called? Zapp and Roger?
Because like they're known for making it. Do you see how he has a tube in his mouth?
Oh, okay. Shit, that looks exotic.
Extremely.
Zapp and Roger tube. I'm trying to search that.
So you had spent time out in like LA, New York, in the Bay Area, and like as a consumer of like rap music, and like, I always feel like that the Bay Area's got like this mutual respect for one another, where they're always trying to like see other artists in the Bay Area do well. Do you feel like that's a mutual thing when you go to these other places like LA or New York?
Time out. You said that the Bay Area want to see each other do well.
I feel like more so than these other places where like,
no,
you disagree?
Fuck no. That's one of the problems that we have. It has if I can do anything, you know, I'd like to think that I fuck with hella different people, and over the last couple of years, I've become more like just I want to be a steward. I want to be of service, you know. So like that's why I hopped on so many hooks and just like did so much spreading around, because first of all, I'm getting older, so I'm like less like. My ego is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really, I used to not want to do songs with people. I used to not want to associate myself with people. I used to want to just be on this exotic ass island because I sound different and I wanted my music to be different. I want to be treated differently. I didn't want, you know? But at the end of the day, we're all from the Bay Area and we're putting on a certain, I want to put on a certain way. So I feel like that support is necessary, but I don't think that that's everybody's mindset. It's definitely very competitive, and we get into this crabs in a barrel type mentality. In Atlanta, every single year they put on 2 to 3 different people, like literally.
Yeah.
And the whole city gets behind them. So if we had that mentality, we would have a lot more success, and it would open up a lot more doors if we just supported people. Like right now, as I said, I used to have to bang hella hard for Marky Basie, and like Mark's always been good, but I used to have to tell like everybody like, bruh, you gotta fuck with this cat, and then when I started seeing people fuck with him, I was teasing them. I'm like, bruh, you gonna be good now, everybody gonna be on your dick, watch. And it happened, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that everybody has that mindset. I don't think that everybody that has a platform is like, yo, you gotta fuck with this cat. You know, like with Raj, when I started really like understanding like how raw he was, like Simba was putting me on Raj for hella long, and I was on some like, I don't want to fuck with anybody. But you know, 2013, it was like, he was writing for Aliki. Him and the homie were writing for Aliki. You know, they were doing like the whole Rex Life shit with Aliki. Aliki's like my family. Shout out Braids by Aliki. She be keeping me fleeked up.
Yeah.
that's when I started to be more tapped in with Raj, and then he hit me and like realized he was a cool dude. So then from then on, it was like, yo, bro, why isn't anybody fucking with this raw ass cat? So like when OMF let me host and shit, and like they gave me a stage, I was like, yo, I'm about to like bring, like they gave me a time slot to where I could bring up artists and like have them perform. And Raj was one of the main. I was like, bro, I gotta have this dude, you know? And he's kind of getting to that point where I don't gotta bang for him no more. And it's not like what I say matters, but I make it a point to be like, bruh, this nigga's way too raw to not be getting the love and not be having people behind him being like, yo, this is who we want to represent us. And so like I look at it more of like a, like this is who I want to represent me. If you in New York and you like, yo, so what's going on in the Bay Area? Like these are the people that I want to be in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Because if we put it on other people, like with Vice, you know, I'm gonna be a little disappointed when they showcase some shit where it's not really authentically what I want to, you know what I'm saying?
You kind of got to do it yourself.
You got to do it yourself.
You got to put on the people you want to see do well.
You got to put these people on. So with Atlanta and some of these other regions, like they put these people on, they put these people in positions, they really fuck with them and they'll get behind them. And every single year, it's a different wave of people and they all get behind them and they fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we be like that?
So you think it's actually a problem, like where it's not happening as much in the Bay Area?
No, like it definitely hasn't happened as much. Sure. We have these gatekeepers. A lot of it has to do with the politics of the radio. And then like people like Too Short and E40 have now become more accepting of like the younger generation and they fuck with it. But for the longest time, all you knew was Too Short and E40. And then Mr. Fab came. You know, people didn't even really fuck with Mac Dre like that until he died. You know, I'm talking about outside regions. Yeah. When you ask somebody from Texas about Bay Area music, that's the first thing they're going to say is Tupac. I mean, Too Short, E40. That's all they know when there's so much other shit going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ask somebody about Atlanta, they're not going to be talking about Gucci Mane and Lil Boosie. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though those guys are staples and they're legends, it's like they had their moment and now they're legends and they're solidified. What the fuck is next then? You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had so many generations after that, but we still on some like, you know, we don't want to let the next nigga shine. Sue had to work so hard to be like looked at as like, yo, bro, this cat is a legend, bro. He's a modern day young legend. Can we please put him up there? And he still doesn't get the respect that he deserves. So I'm gonna still be banging for my nigga Sudi. He's an alien.
He's an alien.
So how do you think that this mentality started then? And what do you think we could do now to change this mentality? Like, what is it? Is it something in the water? Is it something because of the tech companies? What is it about the Bay Area? I don't think it has anything to do with the tech companies. I think it has more to do with the culture of the Bay Area. Like, we are a self-sufficient like bubble, you know, like, and we take pride in being like from here, and this is one of the only places that you could do that. Like, you could be from here. That's the one thing we can all get behind. Yeah, we can. You know, we love being from the Bay Area. Yeah, but that's sometimes like detrimental because it's like we put the Bay Area above everything, and then like we'll have tunnel vision and only fuck with this. So instead of like giving it up to this cat over here, I'ma only fuck with this dude because like them niggas from over there, and I can't really fuck with that like that. As opposed to like, bruh, actually they're hella raw, and like we could probably be better together. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we just linked up on some shit, as opposed to like having the division. There's a lot of division that goes on, and it's a lot better now. And I think that has to do with this next generation, this wave of people that came up. Not to say that I'm anybody, but just like these kids, bro, that have turned into superstars that were listening to me on MySpace, listening to fucking Knick Knack and Bobby Brackens. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to Sage or Neff or any of these kids, they were fucking kids, bruh, hitting us, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, listening, tapped in. So if we had a certain vibe about us and that vibe is continue to be spread, that's why they're fucking cool as shit. Yeah. Not taking credit for it, but it's like that was the culture, is for us to be cool and like fuck with it. You know, when we were in LA, we were the only cats there. It was me, Starting Six, Bobby Brackens, and the Cataracts. And because we're the only people there, we band together. We were a little family. We were mobbing. You know what I'm saying? And like that mentality, like, because we were
away from home, like we kept that same Bay Area mentality, I feel like that spread. We got to take that shit back, you know, and it started being more accepting to be able to like blur genres or like clicks or whatever. You listen to that first Starting Six mixtape, which is a classic. You got I Am Sue and Clyde Carson and YMTK, and like you got like all these different blends, you know, and like there was never a project like that. You know, that didn't happen. And that was like Knick-Knack being a genius and being like, this shit could work. So I think that
I think part of it is like consistency. I feel like the Bay Area wasn't like consistently putting out new artists. You know, we'll go on a little wave and then it'll go away. Yeah. We'll go on a little wave and then we'll go away. And we're kind of like a melting pot of like just hella different cultures. Yeah. So people were just not really focused into Bay Area music because it wasn't really popping off.
But see, why is it not popping off? You know, because the platforms aren't supporting it. Mm-hmm. You feel me? You look at our KMEL billboards and it has Drake and fucking like hella people that's not from the Bay. And I love a Drake song more than the next cat. You feel me? Like, you're not gonna tell me you like Drake more than me, bruh. Fuck Drake when it come to Bay Area music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's not Bay Area music. Why are we putting on so hard for this cat? Right. You know, like, why aren't we hearing more local artists that are actually clean as fuck and making waves? Like, why aren't we giving them the opportunity to come up? So it's cool, like platforms like this, you know, the more people that tune into y'all and you are like tapping into the culture and being able to put people on, like then we're taking the power away from some of these mainstream platforms that aren't actually giving people a voice and like letting people be heard and like, yo, I want to know about YMTK. I want to know about fucking Beaches or Rex Life Raj or Drew Banger or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to be able to tap in because KMEL ain't going to do it.
Right. That's true. Actually, like growing up watching CMC, I didn't see no Bay Area music.
It's crazy.
Now that I think about it,
it's crazy.
And that's CMC. Everyone was watching CMC growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Chewy Gomez.
Yeah, shout out Chewy.
It's kind of like that gatekeeper thing too, right? We're just gonna wait till like the old heads in the DJ booth just kind of go away. We hope.
The gatekeeper shit. That's one of the main problems I feel like out here, just holding cats back. But also, man, like, you know, niggas be complaining and not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I had to do. I dipped. And it took me a while to actually like pick up some steam. But one of my biggest blessings is that I've never had a hit, like a huge thing to fall from. I've kind of been blessed to be able to have a forward progression and keep rising. But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it in the Bay, especially at that time, you know, 08, 09. Like, I had to get up out of here because I wasn't making the music that niggas wanted to hear here, you know, or that the gatekeepers would even allow to be. You know, like, it's scary if I do this and this is what I'm hella good at, right? And I'm kind of in this little box. Somebody comes through doing something dumbass left of that, you know, it's threatening my shit because what if that becomes the new shit and I'm not relevant anymore? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to embracing that and being like, yo, we can coexist. It's like, nah, I'd rather just shut that shit out and just keep this and just, you know, like hold it as much as I can until the shit disperses and I don't have it anymore. And that's kind of been like the mindset of Bay Area artists and like some of the platforms as well. Like they're just not really trying to let shit mob.
Shit. And that's why Free Bear was created. Shout out Aaron and Arthur. You know, that's kind of what we're talking about right now. Just putting on Bay Area artists and like not just the next Jay-Z, Kanye song, this and that.
Off top.
Yeah, just people that we fuck with.
Yeah.
So,
but oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and it's not like you just putting on just any old just bullshit. There's a certain like taste level, and there's a certain like amount of like it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So it's like the shit has to make sense. You just can't just be like, nigga, I'm from the town, bruh. Niggas ain't fucking with me, bruh. It's like, bruh, you need to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be good first.
You gotta be good, bruh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it's important that cats have a mindset of like we're better together and we could actually climb, you know, as we lift and lift as we climb, as opposed to like the only way for me to get there is to step on top of your head and like climb on top of your shoulders and like keep you down. And you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is out. Fuck all that.
Okay, but the thing is too, even though we're talking about like it's hard to come up from the Bay, people from the Bay don't get the respect or attention they deserve. We got two very big major artists from the Bay Area that are on top of the world as far as like the music game goes. We got Kehlani and we got G-Eazy. Mm-hmm. So why is it that these two are like at the most known that you could be as far as music wise, and they're from the Bay Area, but some of these other people aren't?
G's my homie. G's white. It's what I said about Mark and Tyler earlier. So G is going to be able to like be authentically from the Bay because that's actually him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really is who he is in his music. It's not like a facade. It's not like a Vanilla Ice thing, you know? So I don't want to come off like I'm being racist. But when it comes to the consumer, I have a sociology degree. So like I'm like being hella serious about it. When it comes to consumer base, like around the nation, it's going to be more acceptable, like, for people to fuck with him because they relate to him. And people get behind, you know, a white rapper that's doing hella well, making dope ass music and like doing numbers and shit. It's gonna make other people hop on board. So like, it's obvious that like, as long as G continues to make clean ass music and put out a dope product, people are gonna want to get behind it. So it's gonna be, I'm not saying that his road was easy by far, because that cat worked hella hard, was on the road for hella long. He puts in so many hours. But the reality of the situation is, like, when it's all said and done and it's packaged, people from fucking Florida or Ohio or whatever, they gravitate towards that. And like, it's like daddy's gonna go ahead and like write those tickets off for like, you know, those iTunes sales are gonna be cool, because it's like, I relate to that cat, you know, he looks like me, you know what I'm saying? Or he looks like my fucking boyfriend, or he looks like my brother, you know, like, and he's spitting, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's my take on it, you feel me? And shout out to young Gerald, bro. He's like broken hella barriers and knocked down some doors for us, so.
But like, what's crazy about G is I didn't even like hear about him coming up in the Bay. It was like all of a sudden, who's this guy who's like hella big, who's from here, and I didn't even hear about him yet.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Because
he had to dip. He had to dip.
Yeah.
The Bay wasn't gonna get behind him.
Crazy, right?
He wasn't gonna be able to come up here. Like, who was gonna co-sign him? Who was gonna endorse that?
Right.
Like, he had to dip. He had to be like, y'all got me fucked up, and he dipped. That's why I'm saying, bro, don't get it twisted. He worked hella hard, and that cat has gas. You know, I'm just speaking as real as possible. Like, you asked why the success, like, it's because of how the shit gets packaged, bruh. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be a little bit easier for a cat like that to mob.
Right.
But, bruh, he had to dip. He had to, like, that success came somewhere else. Then he came back to the crib right before it, like, was all the way just, you know, out of here. He had to come get to the crib and get that cosign. And because he actually fucked with cats, he actually went to Willard, you feel me, with Fest. He actually knows Dage. He actually is hella close with J.N. You know, because he has these relationships and, like, he actually is from here, you know, he has roots here. It was easy. It's easy for cats to fuck with him. I've been knowing that cat for hella long. I've been knowing G since MySpace, donkey ropes, and glasses with no lenses. You know, we weren't hella cool, but like, I remember being in Nick Nack's basement and him being like, yo, this cat that like went to school with Fest, like, is doing hella well, G-Eazy, blah, blah. He's like popping out in New Orleans, blah, you know, telling me about it and me being like, oh, okay, tight. Like, he's been on this road of like, y'all got me fucked up, blood. I'm about to do this. And then he did it.
Yeah.
That's like, but it shouldn't have to be like that where you gotta fucking dip just to make it. Because we got internet technology, we got companies here. Yeah, Kehlani dipped too. Yeah,
she dip.
She did. What is that? America's
Got Talent.
Got Talent. Yeah. And then Nick Cannon came through and like swooped her.
It wasn't even supposed to. It was against the rules. Kept that shit hella low. Yeah, he can't. He was a host, bro. You can't.
You're not allowed to do that.
She was that raw. She was that raw, bro. Where he was like, "Hey, just be cool, bro. I'm gonna figure this shit out."
Kehlani got that X factor though, because I remember before I even heard a note come out of her mouth, like, you knew her personality was something. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I just saw, because I remember she went to the studio out in Embryville when we had it, and she did like a photo shoot. I never even heard any of her music before. And then, but you could just tell that there's something like electrifying in her personality. She was gonna make it, whether it be in music or any other entertainment.
It's because she, and it's that against all odds mentality.
Yeah.
She's been through hella shit already. You know, by the time she was a fucking teenager, she had been through hella shit. So it's the you got me fucked up. And that's something that comes from the Bay Area, bro. And it's a good thing about us, of like the whole you got me fucked up mentality, having that chip on your shoulder. But like, she had to dip. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to get to, bro. These cats had to dip in order to make it happen. Like, Bobby Brackens went to LA and got 143 popping, you know? Even though Jay Espinoza broke the record, like, he did hella well by like mobbing on 94.9 and shit, like, shout out Jay. But it happened out there, you know? It was also the support from Power 106 out there and shit, you know? So all these cats, everybody had to dip, man. Who actually got broke in the Bay besides I Am Sue?
That's a good question.
Good question.
Do you think it's shifting away from that? You think the Bay Area cats are starting to support each other more now that like
I'd like to think that. I'd love to think that. But also, you don't know everybody's true intention. Right now, the culture may be to be cool. So like cats be like, yeah, all right, for sure, I'll be cool. When in reality, they don't really actually care, you know, or they're just waiting to not be cool, you know. So
that's kind of what I was getting at initially. I wasn't like, when I had said like putting on, I didn't really mean like really trying to support like other artists, but it seemed like there was less like, oh man, that beef or like that dude's whack, like compared to like other like rap like genres in like the East Coast, for instance, or like the Texas cats, or maybe like the cats in LA. Yeah. So like being like that, you had been in New York for a minute, being in LA for a minute, I was kind of wondering just like how they were feeling about like one another, or like how much they were really just trying to be like.
In New York, I feel like they have that mindset of like what I do is what I do, you know? So like you can go to a battle and like be talking some crazy shit to some cat, and then like y'all go outside and be like, yo, okay, man, yo, that was dope, man, you was clean. Oh yeah, you was clean, for sure, nigga, we about to hit the club, you want to mob? Yeah, let's mob. Okay, for sure. And both of those crews can coexist and like be cool. You know what I'm saying? In the Bay Area, you say something about my mom, bro, I don't give a fuck. I hate you for 10 years. I'm shooting at you every time I see you. Even if it was in this arena where we're supposed to do that, it's just different. We just on like, you got me fucked up. You feel me? So it's like that you got me fucked up shit. It works like on some positive and negative levels, but that's what I've experienced. That's what I kind of see. You feel me? From the artists that I was around in New York and people that I know out here, it's like, you don't really separate those things.
For sure.
As far as like radio goes and breaking your music through the radio, how much time do you think that has? Because I feel like the radio is going to go away.
People been saying that for a long time, but as long as the radio exists, you know what I'm saying? Like we've had Netflix and streaming, and like you can watch movies on your computer and television shows and all that shit, but TV ain't going nowhere, bruh.
TV's not going nowhere.
Yeah. Movie theaters aren't going nowhere.
I think it's changing.
It definitely changes. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like with Napster. You feel me? That shit came through. It shook shit up, but it didn't kill record sales. Record sales just evolved into something else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'm saying like, what is radio gonna evolve into? I feel like, you know what I mean? So like radio right now is you're paying the radio station, right, to play your music, and that's why you only hear the top 40 songs on the radio until it's like 12 midnight, and that's where you hear like the local artists and shit.
But I mean, it just takes, as I said, it takes platforms like this to challenge the conglomerate that is, you know, Clear Channel and iHeartRadio and all that shit. Like, if it becomes not cool because they're just flopping themselves, and more podcasts and like independent radio, like they start putting people on, like Frank Ocean was really broken on like Sirius XM radio. You know, sure. Novocaine was like a huge like independent radio hit first before it crossed over. So like there are ways that you can like do that, but it's going to take time. It's going to take more platforms to be able to challenge the establishment, and like the record companies, like that's really what it comes down to them, because they're the ones that are paying the radio stations. And if they still have money to do it, and that's still like a system that works for them, then they're going to keep doing it. But they're not even doing it as much as they used to, because it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have the same payoff. You used to just go like, yo, here's 20 G's, 25 G's for this month. I'm going to make that back, because this person's going to hear my artist record 12 times a day. And then when I have a show in your city, you're going to be like, I got to go to that because I hear the record all the time. You know what I'm saying? So just do that in 30 cities, and that 25 G's, bro. What? It's nothing.
I feel like the radio is definitely not going anywhere, because it's brainless. All you got to do is turn it on in your car and boom. You know, not everyone's into like streaming shit off your phone.
Yeah, and
no matter what.
And that's another thing. It's like, as I said, it's going to evolve. So like, it's just going to be .coms. It's just going to be podcasts. Like, radio is going to do a deal with fucking Apple, and then, you know, you'll just be able to, whatever station, it's already iHeart. Like, you can listen to any station you want to. Radio is not going to go anywhere, but it's evolving already. I can't say it's going to evolve. It's just evolving into like something different.
I feel like everyone's just gonna have Sirius like XM radio later.
Yeah. As far as like the actual radio waves though,
yeah,
that's gonna be gone.
Oh,
I think, because I mean we're gonna have
talking like FM AM.
Yeah. We're gonna have fucking self-driving cars. Nobody's gonna own a car.
Shit.
Like, you know what I mean? How is radio gonna keep up with that? Like, you have no excuse to go in your car and you just press FM anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're just on your phone.
If you're not gonna be driving.
Shit.
And if it's gonna get better, I don't even understand how Sirius works. Like XM radio, is that satellites?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is. I think it is satellite radio.
Because you get like it sounds a lot better, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for that shit. That shit's like $300 to get installed.
Yeah, how many people pay for that for XM radio? Is there like a big market for that? I don't even know.
Cats they got cheese. They got money to blow.
Yeah,
you know.
That just sounds like a weird investment, because if you could, especially now, you got everything on your phone. You just use the internet, and it's like, I got Spotify. I can listen to any fucking song I want. You know what I mean?
You're paying for that too, though.
Yeah, but not fucking. How much do you pay for Sirius? And you're not picking the songs though.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody don't want to pick this song.
That's true.
Nobody.
That's true.
That's more energy.
You ever met somebody that's like, yo, so like, you like music? And they're like, oh yeah, music.
That's true.
There are those people that are just like, oh yeah, like whatever's on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't. That's too much pressure. I don't want to like dig for music. I'm not a fucking DJ. I don't want to like discover this artist. I want to be fed. Just feed me. Tell me what to listen to. Tell me what to like. Tell me what to wear. Tell me how to dress. Tell me how to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. It's like there's more people like that than there are people like us.
Yeah.
We're the rarity.
Rare, different world.
Mm-hmm.
There's always
all trying to become aliens.
Yeah, dog. I'm trying to be an alien myself, man. I'm gonna get there.
What do you think it takes to become an alien from where you're at right now?
I think some people, or for me personally, it would just take a bag. I need some money so I don't have to worry about shit. So my mom is good, and like I'm not waking up in the morning like, I hope somebody hit me to write a song today, because shit, you know, I need fucking money.
Wait, so how would that, like, because we're talking about your writing style, right? Or like your writing process. How would that change it though?
Because I don't have to think about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I joke with Jay all the time. You feel me? Like bro, you unlocked. And like the music that Jay's making right now, and like just like what he's building as far as like this Blue Diamond Dreams and like it being an experience and all this shit. Like he probably don't even want me to talk about it hella much, but right. Fuck you, Jay. You're not gonna do shit. You know?
You ain't listening.
You ain't gonna come up here. You ain't gonna show your face. You fucking Jesus, bro. He's such a ghost. But anyway, like, what was I saying? What was the question one more
time? Your writing process. How does like getting all this money make you turn your process into?
So I'm always joking with my brother, talking about like, you unlocked, man. You know, like, and to me, like, he's just extremely free, especially now that he's dipped off to LA and like nobody know where he at, nobody know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He changed his number, so you don't got people hitting him all the time about bullshit. He's creatively free. He's in a really good space, and I'm just like, bro, you unlocked, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be unlocked, that's when your future goes in there and just, it's all off emotion. You could tell. You know what I'm saying? He's just unlocked. He's having a blast. You feel me? Even when he's writing about some shit that's like, he's still like, it's coming from a like, ugh. So like, if I could just be completely unlocked and I'm not thinking about shit, you know, even if I'm not thinking about it in that moment, subliminally, you always have these things that are like gonna bog you down. I feel like, me personally, to answer your question, like, financial freedom would hella help me. It would help me just be all the way unlocked. I would just go crazy.
That'd be tight.
Yeah. Well, someone get this check, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm waiting. Somebody finna give me a bag. Yeah, this shit's getting ridiculous. I can't.
The grind looks like legit. We can all see it. So I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Thank you, dog.
Bag 2017.
Somebody gonna give me a fucking bag. Y'all playing. And like Sue said, I need $2 million for this shit.
Hey,
you feel me? Before we even start talking, I need $2 million.
Speaking of Sue, I really fuck with that song, Something New. And I'm wondering, is that you on the hook or?
Yes, but Sue liked the hook so much that he said, I'ma sing over your ass.
I'ma sing over your ass.
I'm finna sing all
so
over your shit.
So he just layered it on top of it?
Yeah.
So you wrote it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
To clear that up.
Yep. And then I'm on like the backgrounds and harmonies and
yeah, okay, so that's you.
Yeah.
Produced by Cali.
Yeah, you gotta understand the timbre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. I hella like that song. That was originally supposed to be for me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but Sue was like, "Hey, bro,
oh, it's one of those
shit, bro. Let me use it."
He little bro, you.
Sue's my little bro, but he's a fucking alien. You know, he's hella clean, and I support that cat. Like that's somebody that I'm hella behind, and I'll do whatever I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. You feel me? It was like that back then. It's like that today. So. It's love, man.
That's tight. So if you had anybody that you could write for, you could make music with, who would you want to write? Who would you want to make music with?
I would want to do a song with Kanye West, Music Soul Child, with a verse from Jay-Z, produced by Pharrell, myself, Nick Nack, and I would probably have Marky Basie on there somewhere too. Damn. Like harmonize with Music Soul Child.
It's gonna be like All the Lights 3 or some shit.
Be something like that. But I would have one of those snotty hoe verses where it's like he only gives you a couple bars, but we get to say he's on the song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What was that song, Monster, when Ross did like the first 4 bars of the song? You know what I'm saying? I would have some shit like that.
He's the first feature?
Yeah. I would have Hov do some shit like that. You feel me? And Kanye can rap as long as he wants. To be a 7-minute song if you want that. I don't give a fuck, dog.
That'd be tight. Yeah. I love those songs like that. They're kind of novelty to me. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not playing it all the time, the second that you play it, you're like, oh I remember this time.
It evokes something in you, like, what?
It brings you back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So as far as music goes, what's been the shit that you've been listening to this year, 2017?
A lot of YMTK. Listening to a lot of myself, trying to get these songs together, get these projects together. I got 3 projects that are done, that are coming out for sure. The Emoji Ghost project with Raj, a follow-up to All the Right Places that me and Zach did. I won't tell you the name of that yet, but that project is done. And then DJ Fresh and myself have a Tonight Show, which is huge because you feel me, I'm from Oakland, so like, wow.
Damn, so you got banks and banks of like in your library of music.
For sure.
Catalog.
But what I've been listening to, I listen to a lot of old music all the time. I love music from the 90s and early 2000s. I've been listening to a lot of that. I could actually just... Let me look at my phone right quick. Give you a very...
I've been listening to shit from the 90s and 2000s recently.
Yeah, I think that you should always be listening to that, personally.
Dude, but I've been listening to like weird at like different shit. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me
What's
go.
different?
Let me look on Spotify real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on my computer. Off-brand 90s shit.
I'm always listening to "Outstanding" by the Gap Band. "Before I Let Go" by Frankie Beverly and Maze. I have Cushion Orange Juice on there. Toro y Moi. Who else was I listening to?
Cushion Orange Juice, man. 7 years.
Yeah.
It was the anniversary this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was listening to this the other day. You remember this song?
Natalie Imbruglia.
Do you know this song?
OG.
Yeah.
This shit is tight.
I thought I saw a man brought to life.
That's rare shit.
Yeah.
This is like actually the type of shit I had to listen to because I had 2 older sisters growing up. So like
you were all with the Vanessa Carlton and all
Michelle
kind of
Branch,
shit. Oh yeah,
Avril Lavigne, like all that shit. That's so
Avril is so hard.
Yeah, Avril was crazy.
I'd take Avril to the movies today. Today, you want to go to the movies, Avril?
I'm a skater boy.
I'm a skater boy, man.
Dude, I like listening to like off-brand shit sometimes though. You know what I mean? Like, because it gets played out when you listen to the same stuff all the time.
Yeah, dog. I'm gonna keep it lit. I'm not listening to Drake. I'm not listening to Future. I'm not listening to Kendrick. I listen to all those projects and like appreciate them for what they are. I definitely have like the standouts, you know, that I might revisit. But like, I don't be listening to the huge artists that everybody's listening to.
Right.
I need to tap into their projects and see what's going on. Ross had a clean ass project this year. Big Sean shit was cool. It was a lot of people that, you know, they're putting out cool shit. I'll tap in, and then for the most part, I guess off-brand, if you want to call it that, I'm trying to like see what's good with like, you know, bruh up the street. You know, he probably got some shit for me. You feel me? Just this random chick from Toronto, like what's good with her? You know, I'm more into that.
I feel like it's hard for me personally to invest in new music a lot.
Yeah, it takes energy.
Yeah, some people like Calais. He's the type to dig through SoundCloud like it's a record store, and he's like looking for new shit, and he just finds the gems like anywhere.
Calais, I was talking to somebody about this. Calais is like the perfect hype beast homie because like he hella like wants to find the rarest artifacts at all times. You know, sometimes those artifacts are too rare for me, and I'm like, bro, you're tripping. But it's hella tight to have the cat that's gonna dig through the shit for you.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? Because when he finds
you need those
shit,
people.
Exactly. When he finds the shit that like is like, oh, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah, blood, right on, Calais.
Because everybody's had that proud moment where you're playing, you got the aux cord, you're playing a song for your homies, and they're like, hey, what song is this?
Yeah, who's that?
And that just makes you feel so
That's
good.
what I want to be. I don't like, I like being the cat that's like, not everywhere. I don't want to say I never want to be everywhere, you know, but I like being like the rare cat. I'm a Zeke dude. I just want to continue to be yes, bro. Zeke. I just want to continue to be, you know, the exotic cat that like you could be proud to put your homie on or like a chick on, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be that, you feel me? Like I aspire to be that because those are the people that were instrumental when I started doing music, like the Travis McCoys and shit like that. Like, remember, like putting your homie on Gym Class Heroes? Like, they looked at you like you were hella clean. Like, bruh, this shit, Viva La White Girl, bruh, you crazy for this.
And as a fan, that's like the coolest shit for them because they take ownership in you at that point.
For sure.
And those are the fans that just rock with you. Whether you have like the biggest hit or not, that's like what you're talking about, like having that slow build.
Yes.
So the more people find it like that.
Big ass Mexican dude came up to me when I did this show a couple weeks ago in SAC. And he was like, yo, what's up, dog? I was like, hey, man, what's going on, bro? He was like, hey, man, I'm young and I'm fly. And like waited for me to finish the line. And I was like, and I don't want to grow up. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, bruh, you hella big, blood. Like, okay, for sure. But like, you could tell he felt like, yo, I'm on you, bruh. I've been on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit's always tight to be like, oh yeah, man, I want to be like the cool dude. I want to be like the, Yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, your shit's always on the fucking radio. I hate you. You know?
Yeah, you made that guy's day, dude.
Yeah.
He met his hero.
He was
not disappointed.
I don't think I was his hero, but I think he was juiced.
In that moment.
I think he was juiced to be able to be like, I'm young and I'm fly.
I want to hear like what it sounds like from his perspective, like that story. I want to call that guy up.
Yeah, and so why do you connect to this song?
Yeah.
You know, why do you connect to the I'm young and I'm fly and I don't want to grow up
I just
song?
feel like he'll be like, yo, the craziest thing just happened.
I just met YMTK, man.
And we're about to hang out later.
Shout out.
It's gonna be tight.
we about to build. Shout out fam. He sees the vision. Yeah. Damn. Shout out that cat though, man. I was love. I like.
That's like where was that at?
I was in Sac.
Shout out to Big Mexican in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mexican in Sac. If you listening,
if you're listening, fam.
All right. What time is it right now? How long you been? 1:26. Nice. Do you got anything you want to plug? You were talking about you got like 3 projects in the works already.
Yeah.
Anything coming out soon?
The next project to come out will be Emoji Goats.
Okay.
With myself and Rex Life Raj. And that shit's raw as fuck.
Tight.
Yeah.
Right. I'm already expecting some dope vocals.
Yeah, man.
From both.
It's gonna be you should expect some WAP, expect some bars, and some cool melodies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were to listen, if somebody told you YMTK and Raj were doing a project, I feel like, you know, like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna be some melodies, some bars on there, some WAP. All right, cool. So
I'm always interested in that like duo, like dynamic of having 2 completely separate artists get on the whole project together, like best of both worlds, Jay-Z and
I've had people approach me about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And more so, especially during that time where I was like, I don't want to fuck with people like that. But we did, maybe it was like 1 or 2 songs a while ago, and our tone and our perspective are very, very similar. Raj is an underdog. You feel me? I'm an underdog. I feel underappreciated, and just like I think we have that chip on our shoulder of being underdogs. So like the fact that like now he's getting more attention and shit, and like I could say the same for myself, getting a little bit more attention than I was maybe a year or so ago. It's dope to now be able to put this out because it's something that we talked about hella long ago. And I just hit him one day. I was listening to one of the songs we did, and the song's not even on the project. It was just a song. I think it might have been for his project. And I was like, hey, bruh, we just got to do an EP. Like, we should just do a tape. You feel me? And he was like, bruh, yes. And I think he was like, man, I was thinking the same thing or something. It was just like, it clicked. It was just so, it was like duh, kind of, you know? And then, yeah, it's finally coming out now.
How'd you come up with the name?
It's based.
Okay.
Emoji Goats. Zach will say that he came up with the name, but I know he didn't. He came up with all the right places. Zach smokes hella backwoods and is like, you know, a cool cat, creative and low key, and like he says so many things, like he be dropping so many gems and doesn't even try, he don't even be aware of it, and I be writing so much shit down that he says, you feel me? And Emoji Goats, I think that came from me. I was just being based, and like he might have helped me with it, but fuck Zach, you didn't do that shit. Shout out Zach, but nah, I came up with that.
But what does it mean though? Like,
well, me and Raj used to call each other goats. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, like
greatest of all time.
Yeah, just like he would play me some shit. Like we send music back and forth, and be like, "Bruh, you fucking goat, blood." You know what I'm saying? And so then you just start like just putting the goat emoji in the message. You know, he'll text me a song and I'm just listening and I just have the goat emoji. You feel me? Like everybody's gonna send hella flames, you know? But I would just I started sending the goat emoji, and then like the emoji goat was kind of like a staple in our just relationship of just being homies. Like, you know, we would always share music and shit. So the emoji goats.
I know sometimes it's hard to work with your homies and shit like that. How did that project go? Was it smooth?
It was hella cool because I'm in LA and he's out here. So like anytime we're together, we're just more so juiced to be able to kick it because we don't be kicking it like that all the time. Yeah. And like Raj is hella to himself. He's like I'm a socialite. I'm a social butterfly. I'll be out and about. You know, I'll be tucked off too. But I like fucking with the shit. He's total opposite cat. You know what I'm saying? He's hella cool and he fucks with it, but he's not trying to be out. He's not trying to be fucking with a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? So like when we do get to kick it, like it'd be like, oh shit, bruh. Okay, for sure. Like, we fucking with it. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? We be more so just juiced to fuck around. So like most of the time there's a mic around. So like, you know, it would just be like, let's record some music. So yeah. It was hella cool. I have a like our chemistry, you know, as far as like individuals and music, it works hella well. So that's why it was like more so an effortless process. The recording process was easy. Actually locking in the songs and mixes and all that, especially as he got more popping and had hella shit to do, you know, it was like, fuck, bruh, we're never gonna get this shit locked in.
No shit.
Because I have an engineer and he has an engineer, and so like having our, you know, oh yeah, bro, we need to take that shit out, or we need to do this. You know what I'm saying? It was just like locking the shit in was the hardest part. Right. But yeah, making the songs, bro, that shit is always hella easy to record with that cat. He's like, you know, I'm a fan, so I just like recording with that cat. Raj, Sue, aliens, but like the people that are like I enjoy recording with the most, you know, like we just have hella good chemistry and it's just like fun to be there. Basie is fucking nuts though, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be in the mindset to be like, all right, we about to fuck with hella whiskey and drugs all night and like be screaming at the top of our lungs type shit. Like, man. You know, like he can get into that world when he's in super creative, you know. When he's locking shit in, he's more settled, you know. But like being creative with Mark is hella tight too, you feel me? Like we just have chemistry as homies, you know. So, but like, yeah, those are like my 3 favorite people to work with.
Dope.
Sick. You got anything else before we go?
Shit. Thank you for sliding through.
Appreciate it, dog.
Know what I mean?
Thank you guys for listening to episode number 43 of Hella Moted with ymtk.
Did Calais produce this?
No, my boy Chris P did.
Oh, nice. Shout out Chris P.
Yeah, Chris P's tight. My boy from high school. He's my brother's friend. Graduated together, grew up together.
Nice.
He's sick. He's sick. He should be. I want to get him more in the scene of the Bay Area because he got fucking hella beats. Yeah, and he's diverse too. He's got
a clean name. That's a start, bro. Crispy, bro.
Yeah.
Crispy,
like crispy.
I'm so crispy.
Crazy thing is, he had a drop, and it was from the Ludacris. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the beat to make your booty go smack from with Usher. Yeah, and he took that and he made it Chris make the beat go, and he just like chopped it up. I was like, that's creative as fuck. That bars right there.
Damn.
Shout out to Chris P. Hellamoted.com for everything Hella Moted. Send us your questions, hellamoted@gmail.com. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Oh yeah.
On Cetas. And yay.
Let's get it.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom. We had hella fun watching the Warriors game and shit. We were mobbing.
That was a fun ass game.
It was.
All right, we out.
Yay.